It's almost the end of AoE TPS Arena. I'm very slow to upload this, but I didn't really have arena tickets earlier, and then I used them, and I realized, oh shoot, I gotta do an AoE arena vid. So, whoops. Anyways, I'm just gonna go over it now before it's too late, just so that I can have all the arena rotations documented. I already did one on air, and my single target is absolutely terrible, but it's next week, and I'll do a video on how I do that. I mostly just abuse Silas, which is not optimal. For that one, you want Valeria, but I'll go over it in the other video. Anyways, I'm just gonna go over this AoE Arena thing, some of the top teams, what they use, some good options, etc., etc., and then I'll show you what I do using these 2 tickets. Hopefully 2 tickets is enough. And I really have to rant to someone, so I'm gonna use this to do it, about how much I hate the new arena. Not by the way that it's structured, but by all the glitches and bugs that I've found, and it's just so annoying. As you see, my defense is very low, because for some reason, my defenses never get set right. I win like every attack because no defenses are ever set right. And it's so frustrating, like I'm actually upset, because it just doesn't work. But anyways, let me just go over the top teams. I've seen a lot of not hollow, they look the same. Comet's a great option. Sirene's good if you need extra cost. Some people are using Valk. Whatever. Um, there's another I team with Boreas. Boreas is the king for this arena rotation. Um, as you see here, Comet, blah blah blah. So the best options I would say are obviously RD is good and Valk is good, but I think the best options that I've seen to have as a main carry is Comet. Comet's really good because in his Awaken 3, he actually gains attack range on his ultimate, so he can actually hit at the gate in his ultimate. So he's really good for this arena if you have him awakened. I know most people don't. I don't even have a Comet, but that's a good thing to look out for. Cerberus is great. I have seen Aatrox, and I do use Aatrox personally, but he's not in every top team. Uh, Obviously Ardea, as I mentioned earlier. Venoma's really good. She's the most used Lord so far. I think Cyrus might be good too. But the undisputed king is obviously Boreas, king of AoE. He should get a nerf, sorry, but I don't want him to get a nerf because I have him and I abuse him all the time. But anyways, so here's my team. I'm just going to quickly go over it. So Venoma, there for the Lord to buff Boreas, but she's also there to give instant ultimates, which is really nice to have. Just makes timing easier. I will place her down for a tiny bit of damage, but she's not built for damage at all. Laurel, I was trying something earlier with having lots of attack speed with the Nightmare Samsara and keep her on the field for the whole time. It didn't really seem optimal for me, so I'm just going to be putting her down, recalling her. I would recommend Invigoration, just so that you could give it to Boreas and make him stronger. And Boreas will be the main carry. I have a pretty decent curse set. The pieces aren't great. My crit rate's kind of lacking on all my pieces. This crit rate is good. This crit rate is a little low. That one's fine, and crit rate is low here, so you could make a better build. Mine is A1. A1 is pretty good. I'm not sure how good it is for this arena. And then we have a Tear of Starlight as well. And then Cerberus, I tossed my Hex Gear on him. Just like random stuff for damage. And Aatrox, same story. I threw my Nocturne gear on him. Attack speed doesn't do anything, but I'm too lazy to make a whole build for him. But yeah, that's the team. Let me get into it. So it doesn't take too long. As you can see, my power is a lot lower than who I'm facing, but it should be fine. I might not win, but I should get close if it goes well. So what I do is I like to do Cerberus here. Once the spiders are in his range, so that when he gets placed down, he does that big hit. And then I do Aatrox here, purely just to get another block. For context, these two are both have the block artifact that also heals them. Sorry. I'm pretty sure it's called Lunacy Visor or something. It's definitely really nice. It's one of the only things that can heal Aatrox and Cerberus. Here I like to put Boreas when I get him, and then I pop Cerberus ult soon, so that if he dies, he'll be able to kill the wave, and it shouldn't be too much of a delay. Here we go. If it was like a 400,000 or so team, I would still be able to kill them if the ultimate is up. Here I wait for some of them to come out, and then I ult with Boreas, which is really strong. And I put Laurel down, and I instantly ult because I have Venoma. They start with instant rage, which is really nice to have. It makes timing really good. It makes things faster. And then when Laurel ends her ult, I like to pull her back pretty fast. And the next wave will come out. Hopefully Boreas can deal with it. He can't fully, so I'm going to be putting Aatrox down here, so that hopefully I'll be able to. There is one more. I will be taking a little bit of damage, unfortunately, but that sort of thing happens, and we're good. I'm going to wait a little bit for the next Boreas ult, because there's another wave that's going to be coming out, and then I'm going to pop it. I should have popped it a bit earlier, but it's not a big deal. I should be able to kill them. My crit rate was not great, but it ended up working out. And we kill that wave. This guy should die here, honestly, because he is failing. But the good thing here is I can Laurel again, pull her back, and then I'll have another Boreas ult very soon. So as long as I don't instantly get destroyed that next wave, I should be able to get my ults up, and it shouldn't be too bad. As you see, Boreas is main carry, Cerberus and Aatrox is there for a bit of DPS support and for the early rounds, purely just because they're so cheap that I can use them like that. And yeah. Also, this kind of, after showcasing my team a little bit, brings me to the main issue of Arena that has really been bothering me. As you see, I'm ranking 600. I did record something like this earlier, and I was around 1200 place, which is very low for me considering I was 300 yesterday. Top 300, I was destroying everyone. My defenses were getting attacked by like top 200 players, and were consistently losing. And then I did one offense, and all of a sudden I started getting losses. And I'm not sure why, but no matter what I do, I can't stop getting losses on easy players, at least for me. Like, this guy using Valeria and Arrogance, I lose. Like, this team, I lose. Like, I know these guys are probably good players, but like, I don't understand how the higher I was, the better I was doing. And what I think is the reason why, here let me start a fight, is that the defenses are never, ever, ever going well. A lot of the time you'll fight someone and someone will just randomly leak. And I promise you that the guy that set that defense did not have that happen. Because the game seems to place things wrong now. I'm not sure why. And it's like the autos are also messed up. And like it makes no sense. Because I'll be doing like gear raid 2, which I can flawlessly do on my own. It's so easy. Like my gear is great no matter what. And it's fine. I can put my best gear on. And the game will all of a sudden just randomly break my auto and say, nope, we're not going to be doing that here. And it's so frustrating because then I have to like restart everything, all my progress, in like the middle of the night because I'm trying to go to sleep. And I just want to do like some autos. And the game just says, no, you're not allowed to play this game. And it's so frustrating. I don't understand why. And this arena is proof that autos are broken now. Because whenever you auto, I should have autoed for this fight to show you guys. The timing is so unbelievably off that it's like you're destined, pun intended, considering that's my name, but you're destined to lose. Like, you literally cannot do anything but be so astronomically stronger. That's it. That's all you can do. It's it's insane how bad this new arena is purely off of that. Like, I think with a little bit of tweaking and working out a few kinks, this would be a great arena. Like, I think this is an improvement. There's less Serb Aatrox abuse and all this stuff. I know Boreas is broken, but that's a different issue that could be fixed. It's not really anything to do with the new arena. It's just that Boreas is so broken on release. But there's nothing you really do about that. Um, but yeah, it's just like there's so many kinks that could be worked out. Like the defenses don't set right. I lost because I was really paying attention. Whoops. And they defeated that wave I was telling you guys about, where if I don't clear it fast enough, and the other person does, I might actually fail. That's what happened. It happens. Not a big deal. But it's just like auto fights are so unbelievably broken, and I don't like it. If the autos worked, and if you could actually set defenses properly, I think this would be a great arena. And I would love if they could change it to how when you finish a wave, the next wave comes out. It would make it more interesting. Like, I know steamrolls would be more prominent and they would happen more often, but I think it would make it a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable for the player, and it would also help keep the waves going in a way that wouldn't make your timing off. Because some people you fight will have different timing, and there's no way for the auto to correct for that, which is probably a little bit why the auto is a bit broken. Because everyone is going to take a different amount of time. And the fact that you have to wait so long between every wave, even if you win, is annoying because your ults get expended. Uh, you're penalized sometimes in some waves by doing better, and it's really, really frustrating. And I think that leads to the autos being messed up. I think that leads to the arena feeling very stale, some very boring, very unoriginal. I know a lot of top players are not enjoying it very much. I know I'm not enjoying it very much. I was thinking of climbing to Apex, but now I'm just annoyed. There should also be like a defense setting thing where you like play the waves on your own with no people, and then you could like set your defense that way, and then you could like lock your defense so that when you do a fight against someone and their team is weird and you manual it, and then you realize you have no more arena permits, well, guess what? In this current rotation or this current arena, you can't actually change that. You're stuck with that defense. Or sometimes another issue. Sorry, I'm ranting a little bit with like no end in sight. This is kind of off the top of my head. But another thing is defenses won't even set right. Like I remember on when Air Arena started, the reason why I have such a low defense rate, even though I was winning all my defenses, because I had a really good team, is because I lost every single game, like every single round at the start, and I played during reset to set my defense, and it did not set for like 12 hours. And then I looked through my results, and it was all red. When I was sleeping, it was all red, and then all of a sudden, all blue. Because 12 hours later or something, it fixed it, and I don't understand why. So they need to tweak Arena in a way that makes it more fun, and that you don't have to wait for like 10 seconds every wave for your opponent to stop being bad. No offense to the people who take a bit longer, like that's okay. But when I'm fighting someone, I don't want to be held back by the other person. There has to be a way to set your defense properly to lock it, and there has to be some sort of answer to auto battles and stuff like that. I would love if they could change it a little bit more. I like the idea. I like what they were going for, where you actually have to deal with the rest of the waves instead of just tanking it like you could in the other arena. That was a little boring to me, at least. And I do like that the front of the map is kind of blocked off. That's kind of cool. But apart from that, this arena is a drag for me, and I am not looking forward to finishing it or even climbing to Apex Overlord. There is no benefit to Apex Overlord apart from 200 more diamonds and one more Ancient Summon. And as much as Ancient Summons are great, I do not consider it worth it. So unless you're a top team, I would not recommend going for it. Overlord's easier to get. Just settle with Overlord. But anyways, sorry for the rant. I had to get it out somewhere. Hopefully this video wasn't too boring, and my arena team is at least somewhat interesting, as much as I am a dirty Boreas abuser. And while I am very low spend, and I only got my first content creator drops recently, so that doesn't really influence my team, uh, I did get very lucky. And I assume that this is not repeatable for a lot of people, so do not take this as a guide. It's just more of a showcase. Anyways, that's about it from me. Hope you all have a great day, night, whatever time it is. See y'all later. Bye bye.